We have with us the refreshed Honda Brio. Let's take a first look. The current generation Brio has always been one of Honda's most popular models in the Philippine market ever since it was launched in 2019, making it an extremely important model for the Japanese automaker here. With this update, it gets some exterior and interior enhancements aimed to keep it fresh in the midst of new competition. Like before, it gets S, V, RS, and RS blacktop variants. Prices for each are in the description of this video. So we have with us here two variants of the Honda Brio. So we have here the V and we have here the RS. So let's take a look at the exterior of both of these, but let's start here with the V. So as you can see here, it does look a bit sportier than the previous Brio, the pre-facelift Brio. We have a larger front grille, it's a lot bigger than before, and it has this like honeycomb pattern on it. Then it's also a chrome grille, so as you can see over there. And we have LED daytime running lights over here, which if I'm not mistaken, were not available on the pre-facelift Brio. Then if you follow me over here, we also have some new alloy wheel design. So it's also a bit sportier, it's two-tone, and it does really match how this car looks. It's 14 inches by the way. Then here we have some manual folding side mirrors with our LED turn indicator down over here. And by the way, the rear of this looks pretty much the same as the pre-facelift version. So now let's check out the RS. So as you can see here, we do have this new color. I'm not sure what it's called, I'll just put it down here, but it does really match this car very well. And we also have a new front grille as well, a lot bigger again, and it also has this different pattern. It's somewhat similar to what you'd see in the Honda HR-V RS and Honda HR-V V. Then also we have our new LED headlights. So these are multi-reflector LED headlights, and also the new wheel designs again over there. You can see that over here. We have 15-inch alloy wheels, very similar to the pre-facelift one, but it does look really nice. It's actually in a dark silver color. Then we also have the blacked out side mirrors and blacked out roof, specific to this RS blacktop variant. And also, I forgot to mention that we do have the RS badge right there in the front grille, so to tell you that this is the RS. And also, as you can see, everything on the exterior of these two cars, it looks pretty much the same as the pre-facelift version. Not much has changed, but these will definitely keep it fresh. So I guess now we can check out the interior. So follow me. And actually, once you get inside the Brio, also not much has changed, so just check it out. So you can probably see all of that right now. We have, let's just put that down a bit. It's basically the same. The design is still the very familiar Brio, Mobilio, Honda BRV, previous generation Honda Brio, or BRV rather, design. So it's still very angular, it still looks really good actually. And materials remain the same. So we have hard touch plastics everywhere, so that's expected in this class. Then we also still have the same steering wheel. I'm not sure if the turn signals are the same, but they do sound very cute. I don't know if you can hear that, but yeah, they sound really cute. Also, if I'm not mistaken, the seat material here is actually new as well. And since this is the V variant, we do have this single seat design. So the headrest, the seat is just one whole piece. And now we're inside the RS, and just like the V, everything here looks pretty much the same as the pre-facelift version as well, from the steering wheel, the design, even the interior accent material over here, which is somewhat a mix between red and orange. So we have that here in the dashboard. It does help make this look a lot sportier than the other variants. And the seat is also different. I'm not sure if the material is also different or if it's still the same, but we have a different seat design. So it actually has a separate headrest over here. And actually, the biggest change for the Honda Brio for all variants is the new infotainment system. So we now have still a 7-inch touchscreen display by Kenwood, but it now has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto connectivity. So you can do that with this USB port wire. So we have this USB wire here, and just plug it in over there. It's actually inside the glove compartment. So yeah, that's pretty much everything that's new here in the Honda Brio. In addition to all I mentioned, the updated Honda Brio also gets new front and rear bumpers and a new tailgate spoiler. Now we're driving the refreshed Honda Brio, and just like I mentioned, this still has the same engine as before, but it's actually my first time to drive a Honda Brio, so I haven't driven the pre-facelift version, and so far this is something that seems to be really fun, and I'm sure this was exactly the same as how it performed before. So once you do step on the pedal, It does respond immediately, it does respond instantly, which is something typical of Honda vehicles. So we have that here. Although, by the way, there's only a first impression, so I cannot give you my full impressions on this car because we're only driving inside Honda Cars Philippines facility in Laguna. But yeah, anyway, so the moment you put your foot down, the vehicle does respond instantly, which is something that's very good for sure. Then again, this has a CVT transmission, so as you'd expect from a CVT, it is a bit drony, I guess, but since this is a Honda CVT, it does feel really good. Of course, 90 horsepower and 110 Newton meters of torque isn't much, but I'm pretty sure it's more than enough for this kind of car. This is a very tiny car, and yeah, so I guess you really won't need that much, but they still give you enough for sure. And also, being a Honda, the engine does sound really, really nice. So it sounds almost exactly the same as what you'd find in a Honda City, in a Honda CR-V, in a Honda Civic, in a Honda Jazz before. Yeah. So we can talk about NVH insulation right now, how the road noise is, wind noise, because we're driving on lower speeds right now since we're again in a closed facility. But what we can talk about is the way this handles. So you can really feel how well tuned the steering is on this car. It's not too light, it's just light enough, but it also provides a little bit of weight, although it doesn't feel the most connected, honestly, but it does feel really nice, especially to turn around. So let's try to take a sharp turn over here, and yeah, that's pretty good actually. I like that. Then you can take this turn as well a bit higher speed. Yeah, that feels really good for sure. So I guess that's it for our first impressions and first look at this refreshed Honda Brio. So if you haven't seen it yet as well, be sure to check out our first impressions and first look at the refreshed Honda City, which was launched at the same time as this car. So I hope we get to do a full review of this car soon. Again, I haven't really reviewed a Honda Brio before, so I hope we can do one of those in the near future.